So here is a clip from my upcoming Nordhaus Dunes solo trip. Now, I also made a ambient sound version that's just ambient sounds, no music, no talking, of that same video. We're gonna try doing this for all of our videos now. If the nature hike versions actually get some traction, we'll keep doing it. Maybe we'll do it regardless, because that's the type of thing people might search for and might find, and it doesn't take that much extra work to do it. It took like a day of editing. Now, I still have my idea of doing just a single shot walking through a forest with sounds, but that's gonna have to be something different because my setup's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be this gimbal with a camera on it, and on the bottom, a Zoom H1N recording stereo sound. You might remember the other day I had this binaural microphone, and it seemed pretty good, but the problem is that I have to be very, very quiet because they're actually in my ears, and I'm not sure I'll be able to keep that up for an entire 30 minutes. And the sound isn't that much better that I felt like it'd be worth it over just having a regular stereo microphone like that. The only problem with these is the handling noise is also extremely sensitive. But that won't be as much of an issue because at least I can still breathe without it coming through into the mics. I'm gonna go return this now, but let me show you my new car mount. Unfortunately, the screen is the only place it would stick. It won't stick up here. But this is pretty nice. I have never used a car mount for anything before. Even on my phone, man, I always just rest it on the thing, and then my Civic used to just have a perfect spot on the dash for my camera. I do plan on doing a review of this car at some point though, and this will be the perfect mount to use that for. I actually really enjoy doing reviews, but I have to be really motivated to do it because I want to cover every aspect, and it takes a lot of prep work to make sure you actually get everything. Like the actual filming and editing of the review, I could do that in a day. But the actual writing of the review and making sure I have everything, I mean, that takes like months to actually use the thing first to know all the different ins and outs of it. So, anyway.
I felt this feeling of, oh, this is garbage now. I'm so crushed.
First and foremost, we get to say goodbye to this crappy green tent. I've gotten a new one. I will keep this tent as a backup, but anybody who gets subjected to this, I apologize in advance. And the reason I say that is because my cousin Danny was just like, yo, I wanna go on an Adventure Archive trip. And I'm like, definitely. He might be using this tent. So I'm noticing a couple things. One, my hair is just, I have clearly totally given up. But I got some cool stuff in the mail. One of our viewers, Jason G, reached out to me and he said he had a Granite Gear Crown 60. And I've been looking for a new backpack and he was like, I'll just send it to you. And thank you very much, Jason. He also sent some other stuff. Good old Yo Bear fruit strips, unrelated to our Yo Bear. Our Yo Bear is from Man vs. Wild Bear Grylls, and he also sent the Farting Animals coloring book. Cute and silly, farts are funny. I guess I can't argue with that. This is a good smaller trip backpack. It's missing some things I might need, like hip pouches for our regular back, because I need batteries and stuff. But yeah, this might be good. Anyway, thank you, Jason. This is my new tent. This is the Big Agnes Copper Spur. Let's see how much it weighs. So just under 3 pounds. In contrast, this one was 2 pounds. So an extra pound for what seems so far to be a much sturdier tent, much more spacious, a great rain fly that goes all the way to the bottom. Oh man, I'm very much looking forward to trying this out. You will see it soon enough. Oh, it's the Copper Spur HVUL2. This is from the legend Marie Fisher. Minnesotan treasures inside. This is hilarious. Turns out that Trailtopia makes meals less than an hour away from me. Plus, I found out that Northern Coffee Works, a great local roaster, makes instant coffee. I am genuinely thrilled to send you this AeroPress too. Let me know if you need any pointers. Marie, thank you. The original salted nut roll. These are also made in Minnesota. I haven't had one in years, but I remember them being very good. Peanut roll with caramel and marshmallow, it looks like. Oh, vanilla nougat. Juniper Blend Instant Coffee, Boundary Waters Blend Instant Coffee. Oh, and then she even has an example grind size for the AeroPress, which apparently she got a new AeroPress, which is why she sent this one. Oh man, Trailtopia, beer braised chicken stew. I hope these meals are good. This one has a Minnesota beer in it, so it's probably good. And then here's the AeroPress. Everybody tells me that AeroPress is the best way to do it. Marie, Jason, everyone else who's ever sent anything, thank you very much. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm just hoarding these all for myself. I actually have these bags set up for each one of us. Yay! What's really funny about my hair is that you'd think that it was like the quarantine that was causing it to be so messed up, but it really was just that I never washed my hair in the morning, so it was perpetual bedhead. Just gotta take a shower, get the hair under control. I didn't even put any product in it, man. Come on, put some product in there. Come on, we sitting pretty. Okay, quick media corner. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Excellent game, excellent game. All told, it took me about 30 hours. The game does start to make sense the further you get into it. The payoff is worth it. The pacing, though, is not very good. It's just too much of a trickle at the beginning of the game. One thing I was super surprised about, though, is that the actual battle gameplay, fantastic. I enjoyed that so much. I enjoyed it like on the level of a Final Fantasy Tactics, almost. When you get the hang of it and you actually know which attacks are good against which enemies, oh. So if you have 30 hours to spare and a lot of patience for bad pacing, it could be right up your alley, especially if you like Vanillaware's art style. Oh. Speaking of patience and time, it's weird how when you actually have a job, learning new skills feels like a liability, even if it pertains to your job. I guess I never really formally announced it, but YouTube in Adventure Archives in the vlog is my full-time job now. And a huge part of Adventure Archives is writing music. Weeks ago, I picked up this music theory book. I got 2 chapters in. The second chapter was on intervals. So some of you will know that my first semester of college, I was a music percussion performance major at Indiana University. I didn't actually mean to be a music major, I just somehow accidentally signed up when I thought I was doing like a minor. Point is, I had a music theory class that first semester, and you had to learn intervals, the space between notes. You need to know what those sound like. At some point, I could recognize and actually sing all the intervals. So this is like a major third. This is a major 6. When I got to the intervals section of this book, I was thinking that is one of the most effective things I can do to instantly improve my music writing ability. Because to be able to know exactly what note you want to go to without having to pick it out, that saves time, effort, energy, and it might lead to new ideas too. Like, what's that one sound that I'm looking for? But when it actually came down to it, I was like, okay, every day I'm gonna practice like 20 minutes on intervals. I did nothing, and I haven't looked at that book since. I've just renewed it from the library. And it's so silly, man. Like, that is something very tangible that I can do to fix a problem I've had for years now, which is writing music. It's very difficult. And every time I think about doing it, I'm like, oh, my time could be spent doing something else. And I'm not even talking about like wasting time on other stuff. A lot of it is just, I could actually be producing a video, or I could go film a video. Especially when you do something like me, where it's, you produce something and then people view it. When I'm just sitting by myself learning that, the results don't show up until way later. Anyways, of course, I can easily spend 20 minutes practicing intervals every day. I just need to commit to that and actually do it. I'm fairly good at committing myself to something and actually doing it when I can really see the reason for doing it. So I don't think that should be a problem. I just need to actually remember to do it. So I was dead set on selling at least my lenses for my GH5, and then I started thinking about it. Canon released the R5 with 8K. It seemed underbaked, and then they had the firmwares, and it seemed like, okay, this is actually usable. Then the Sony A1 comes out. Granted, it's $6,500, but it has 8K with 0 overheating problems. The Panasonic GH5 came out in 2017, March of 2017. That was 4 years ago. This camera has been an absolute beast. We've been filming with this thing since like New River Gorge. It is a monster. So the Panasonic GH6 is definitely coming out this year, and it's definitely going to have 8K. And to that end, I will definitely not be selling my Panasonic 10-25. This is one of the best lenses ever. It's kind of big, but it's light, and it's 10-25. Oh man, the greatest focal length range in existence, I think. 20 millimeters is just so useful. And 50 millimeters is so useful. And everything in between, that's great. For now, this is staying in my library. And if the GH6 delivers, even if it doesn't have good autofocus, it's still going to be a beast. But I have a feeling that Panasonic sees the writing on the wall, that if they don't get good autofocus soon, they're done. And I'm talking phase detect. I'm not talking contrast detection. And you can't have contrast detection in 2021 for video. That just doesn't make any sense anymore. But I did sell the 7-14. It has already been sold. I'm shipping it out today. I made $400 on it, which is very close to what we paid for it originally. In fact, we might have paid $400 for it. So it was basically just a loaner. It has been superseded by the 8-18. Non-camera people, I'm sorry, you probably have no clue what's going on. Suffice it to say, camera stuff is looking on the up and up. It's just nothing but good news lately. All right, I'm gonna go ship this out. We're gonna end the vlog here because this vlog has already been very long in the tooth. Hopefully this time we'll be able to have some regular vlogs. Tune in next time to find out if I deliver this package. Actually, you don't need to. I'm definitely going to be delivering this. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, quick media corner. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.